Hi. 11:30, and all I can say is at least I made it before midnight, because that seems to be the goal. I don't know. I don't know why I keep making these so late. I have all good intentions every day of getting on here, I don't know, before 9 p.m. And inevitably I'm on here between 10:30 and 11:30. So I accept that this is just the way it is. I accept that these are just my late night lives, and I'm okay with that. So if I was a talk show host, I'd probably be a late night talk show host, and I'm okay with that. So I want to start off first with Lori and I made a little promise that by Sunday we would have 5 vows written to ourselves. So I made my 5 vows, and in honoring my promise, I want to read them real quick. My vow to myself, these are my vows to myself. Number 1, my decisions will not be based on right or wrong, but rather aligned or misaligned. Number 2, the way in which I show myself love is the example I set for how I want others to love me. That's a good one. Number 3, show up. It's late morning, Jackie. That's perfect. Maybe I should live like, I don't know, but then I guess if I lived somewhere else, then it would be morning. Show up always, whether it's imperfect, scared, confused, insecure, just show up. Number 4, be mindful, be a good listener, and question everything. And number 5, approach each challenge, obstacle, and person with love. So those are my first 5 vows to myself. I will be writing more, but I promised Lori I would have 5 by Sunday. So I'm curious, when you watch this, Lori, share with me, text me, post, but I want to know yours. But those are my first 5 vows to myself, and I really, really love them. And actually, I'm going to put them on sticky notes around my mirror so that I see them when I get out of the shower, and it's just little reminders throughout my day. Here, hi, Trish. You're up like me. Okay, so number 1, I wanted to read you my vows. Still working on show up. Still resisting to go live. Don't resist. I know, it's hard. Jackie, I get it. I resist every night. That's probably why I'm on here at 11:30 p.m. my time every night, because I resist. But then I don't want to miss it, because if I'm on after midnight in my mind, then I've missed a day, because my promise was 24 consecutive days. So I think that's what gets me coming on so late every night, is that resistance, until I'm just like, okay, if I go past midnight, I've broken a promise to myself. And so maybe that's my 6th vow, is to always keep promises to myself. But Jackie, it's scarier. The first time is the scariest of all times. And then every time after that, the fear doesn't ever go away, but it never is as scary as day 1. Day 2 and after are never as scary as day 1. So you just got to kind of break the seal. Okay. The other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is words. I'm obsessed with words. I rewrite definitions, I question definitions, I rewrite definitions, and it got me thinking, because we use words to define us. We say we're kind, or we say we're happy, or we say we're scared, or I fear this. And so we're trying to describe the energy of what we're feeling on the inside by using this language we have access to, right? And we've assigned an energetic meaning to words, or at least we think we have. So when we say I'm happy, there's an emotion, an inner energy, an inner emotion, and we're trying to express that in a way that someone else understands it. So we use words that we think are connected to that state of being. But tonight I was thinking to myself, what if we had no words? What if we couldn't talk? And I wanted someone to know who I was. So if I wanted them to know what kind of person I was and what kind of vibe I was in, and how I was feeling in the moment, what would I do and how would I show it if I couldn't use words? So basically, what are the actions, what are the behaviors that would reflect my state of being? If I was blocked from using a word like happy or sad or fearful, how would I show fearful if I didn't have a word? It's like we get away with it so easy when we could just say the word. Oh, I'm afraid of it. Oh, that makes me happy. Oh, fear is blocking me. Time is blocking me. Money is blocking me. So we just say the words and it almost like gets us off the hook. But if I didn't have the use of language, verbal language, how would I impart to you the energetic state of being that I was in? I would have to show you. I would have to use my energy and my behavior and my eyes and my body language. And when you are not so easily hiding behind your words that you throw out there, it requires you to get more connected to what energetic state you're in and how do you impart that onto some other human being without the use of verbal language. And I'm only saying that because as beautiful as language is, and as much as I love words and I'm a wordsmith and I wrote a book, I love words. But at the same time, what does kindness mean when you don't just say it? When you show it, when you emulate it, when you are energetically connected to the vibration of kindness, what does that look like? And so sometimes we mean the words we say, but we don't reflect the meaning of those words in our behavior, in our resonance, in our vibration. And so I've been really trying to understand this raising and lowering of vibrations lately and what that really means. What does it mean when I get into a higher vibration or a lower vibration? And what it means is that I don't hide behind the words that I use, but I become the energy that I'm feeling. You would be able to not hear a word come out of my mouth and understand what state I'm in, what flow I'm in, what vibe I'm in, what frequency I'm in. Could you do that? Could you communicate your state of being without words? Nathan, hi! I'm so glad you're here. Excellent point. Words often mask emotions and keep us from connecting. Exactly. Emotion, energy and motion. Exactly. But how often are we conscious of that? I've been saying that one of the reasons I'm doing 24 days of live is to conquer my judgment of others, is to face my message without the worry of how it will land, whose ears it will land on, or how they will judge my words. But really, what does that actually mean? Am I doing 24 days of visibility to show my state of being, to show my energy and motion? And if that's really the case, if I'm giving you my energy and motion, then I don't have to worry about your interpretation of my message, right? Because the energy from me will flow into you and you'll know exactly what my intention is. So you don't need to worry about the words. You need to worry about the energy and the force behind them, the resonance, the intention, because that emotion behind it is what's going to connect with somebody else. So no matter what I say, blah, 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 when you say people you didn't hear me, you didn't understand me. Maybe part of the reason we're misunderstood is because we're expecting people to hear the words we're using, but instead what they feel is the energy behind the words that we use. I'm actually blowing my own mind right now. Is that okay to say? It means you are ready to quit judging yourself. Yes, I hope so. And I think so. See, and that's another thing that, like, I think so, when you don't own it, you know, your body knows, your soul knows. So when you say you're not certain, it doesn't mean that you're not certain. It means you're not connected. Your mind, your ego is not connected to the message inside your soul. And that disconnect is where uncertainty lives. Because your soul is certain. And so any kind of uncertainty comes from your mind trying to twist the truth of your soul, trying to rewrite the truth, trying to allow fear to come in and exist in that space between. Thank you, Nathan. I appreciate that so much. Yeah, so I think this is why I do my lives so late, is because there's like quiet in my house and less people online, and it just feels like a more free-form place to discuss what I'm thinking. We are busy talking and not listening. That is it. That's why, Nathan, I think you hopped on a little later, but I wrote vows to myself because I feel like we write vows to our loved ones, but what about the vows we wrote to ourselves? So I've committed to writing vows to myself. And one of my vows says, be mindful, be a good listener, and question everything. So it's so funny you mentioned that, because I agree. I think that we learn by listening. And so, yeah, those are my vows, Lori. I kept my promise and I wrote my 5 vows by Sunday. And I want you all who are listening, if you feel like this message connects to your heart or you think it'll connect to other people's hearts, please share and ask yourself the question, because I think I'm going to ask myself, and it's a really good question to ask. If I had to go a day without using verbal words, without using my words, my voice, how would I communicate my energy, my emotions, my state of being with others? How would people judge me if I couldn't just tell them, describe myself in words? Then they would have to look at other things about me. And what would that look like? Are my actions aligned to who I am if someone were to judge me based on those? Because it's easy to talk a big game, but it's like, walk the walk, talk the talk, yada, yada. So that's it. I made it in before midnight, so I don't even know what day I'm on, but I think I'm on like day 12. Maybe I'm at my halfway mark. I think my 24th day was the 28th, but that's linear time, and does it really matter? The fact of the matter is I'm showing up and I'm sharing my heart, and I feel good about it. So thank you to everybody who hopped on and commented. I'm so glad to have shared this moment with you, and I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. It's Monday, and it's Magic Monday, so show up magically tomorrow, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.